Welcome to episode number 500 of Sandy Says Read. That's right, we have done 500 of these videos focusing on books and writing and reading and literary goodness. You guys, if you enjoy this bookish content, I welcome you to, subscribe, follow along here, because we do all kinds of fun stuff like this, setting things on fire here at the Sandy Says Read BookTube channel, to celebrate 500 episodes. Sandy Says Read, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to episode number 500. You guys, it has taken us a minute to get to number 500, hasn't it? But if you stop and think about it, no, it hasn't really. I did a special episode for number 200, right? That has only been like a year and a half ago. It's not been that long ago that we got to number 200. Oh my God, how did we do 300 videos in a year and a half? How did that happen? I guess I've been reading a lot of books and then talking about book stuff a lot here with you guys. That's how it happened. Okay, and that's a good thing, right? And for this little number 500, we're going to do a little bit of random stuff because that's what we do here at the channel. Why should we break with tradition? We're going to do some random stuff, a little bit of mayhem. I do have some notes to kind of keep us on track, sort of keep us on track. Not a lot, just a little. Okay, so in video number 200, I spoke quite a bit about the character Amanda Charisse. I did that because, well, I wanted to market my books, but also because I had been doing some marketing here at the channel and a lot of marketing in other places with other characters from my Choices series. Like I'd been using Henry Bakerson. I think we got little Henry as a Funko Pop here. I'd been using Henry Bakerson, Nigel Timon, Cora Timon, different characters from the Choices series to market the Choices series, but I hadn't really been using Amanda Charisse. She's the main character. She's the gal who's at the center of all the good stuff that happens in the Choices Meant for Gods series, right? But she's also the character who doesn't really put herself out front. She doesn't consider herself, all that great. She doesn't consider herself the strong character that she really is. So it's in keeping with her personality to stay in the shadows. And I think that's why I don't use her as much when marketing the series as the other characters. I think I let her sit in the shadows because that's her personality. That's where she would prefer to be. It's not where she should be. That's where she would prefer to be. So I don't really do too much marketing with her as the central focus when I really should. So what I'm going to do for like a minute, I'm just going to take a minute of this number 500 video to share a little bit about Amanda Charisse because she is awesome and great and I love her a lot. I'm going to do is read her character description as it is found in the character list at the back of Choices Meant for Gods. And I'm starting with the first book. I'm going to read it from the first book. That way, if anyone out there has not read the first and the second books, they won't be spoiled by what happens in the story Bible. I have a full, big description of Amanda Charisse in my story Bible, which is a video we're going to have here on the channel very soon. And it gives away a lot about her. So if I were to read that to you guys, I would be spoiling all kinds of things. So here we have the cast of characters, main characters, Amanda Charisse. Amanda Charisse Deirdre is the heroine of the Choices series. She was born in the planting season, or spring, of 7200 in the city of Carroll, with an amethyst near the corner of her right eye. It doesn't give you a lot. It's just a little teaser. And that amethyst is why every time I do one of these videos, I have an amethyst on my cheekbone near the corner of my right eye in homage of Amanda Charisse, whom I love. I'm talking so much about her and reading that little snippet from not the story Bible, so I can tell you guys here on the channel, I have developed a playlist for writers. It's the Do It Yourself for Writers playlist, where writers, editors, publishers, other creatives, illustrators, folks like that can find videos where I have given ideas, advice, warnings about mistakes I've made in the past, videos like that, where we can help one another, where we can basically just share ideas, okay? That playlist exists now. And in that playlist, I'm going to be placing a video about the all-important story Bible. And in the story Bible, we put, descriptions of our characters, including the description of Amanda Sharice in my story Bible. I don't know if that was a good segue or not, you guys, but that's something new that I have put together here at the channel. And in video 500, I wanted to share with you some of the things happening here at the channel. We're going to do an unboxing now. You ready? We're packing a lot of stuff into this 500th video. We're going to unbox a Book of the Month box. I had a credit at Book of the Month, so I ordered stuff. I'm bringing it to you guys. Hang on. Do this without stabbing myself. Hang on. You get to hear my neighbors drag racing up and down the street while we put this together. Oh, this is gorgeous, you guys. Look at this book. Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Here is the first one. I get that glare off of it. Isn't that pretty? All right. I think these are both for March. At least one of them is March and one of them might be February because I didn't order in February, which is why I have a credit. Okay, so Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Nothing on the back. Let me read the inside flap for you guys. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets This Is How You Lose the Time War in this fantastical and epic love story that defies death as two souls reincarnate through the centuries. And now I can see why I picked this one. Okay. Evelyn can remember all her past lives. She can also remember that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who hunts her through each life before they find her first, figure out why she's being hunted, and finally break their curse, and try not to fall in love again. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can see why I picked that one. Okay. Next in the box. Okay, it blends with the box, so let me get it out of the box for you guys. This is Black Woods Blue Sky, a novel by Eowyn Ivey. Oh, what a great name. Eowyn? Really? I wonder if that's her real name, because that's fantastic. Okay, and this one. Birdie's keeping it together. Of course she is. So she's a little hungover sometimes, and she has to bring her daughter, Emmeline, to her job waiting tables at an Alaskan roadside lodge. Still, she's getting by as a single mother in a tough town. But Birdie can remember happier times from her youth when she was free in the wilds of nature. Arthur Nielsen, a soft-spoken and scarred recluse who appears in town only at the change of seasons, brings Emmeline back to safety when she gets lost in the woods. Most people avoid him, but to Birdie, he represents everything she's ever longed for. She finds herself falling for Arthur and the land he knows so well. Against the warnings of those who care about them, Birdie and Emmeline move to Arthur's isolated cabin in the mountains on the far side of the Wolverine River. It's just the three of them in the vast black woods, far from roads, telephones, electricity, and outside contact. But Birdie believes she has come prepared. At first, it's idyllic, and she can easily picture a happily ever after. Together, they catch salmon, pick berries, and climb mountains that seem tall enough to touch the bright blue sky. But soon Birdie discovers that Arthur is something much more mysterious and dangerous than she could have ever imagined, and that a fairy tale like the Alaska wilderness can be as dark as it is beautiful. Black Woods, Blue Sky is a novel with life and death stakes about the love between a mother and daughter and the allure of a wild life, about what we gain and what it might cost us. Ooh. Okay, that sounds like a thriller. Nice. Okay, so those two have arrived, and we'll be looking at those here on the channel at some point. You guys, there are quite a few new things happening here at the channel. I'm looking at the bookmark. We're happy to call you a friend. Oh, okay, there we go. There are quite a few new things happening here at the channel that might preclude me getting to either of those two books right away. Shall we talk about some of those new things that are happening here at the channel? Here in video number 500, let's talk about what's new. What's new is I have a playlist that I have just sort of curated here at the channel for writers and authors, publishers, illustrators, creative folks like myself. We've got our own playlist here at the channel now. Yes, we're still focusing on books and book writing, and then book editing, book publishing, and book marketing. I have a few videos already. I think it's 14. I have a few videos already that I have filmed here on the channel over the last few years, and I have gone ahead and put them in that playlist. So there is now a do-it-yourself for writers playlist here on the channel where you can find just advice, tips, ideas, warnings of stuff that I've done wrong, mistakes I've made that I'm kind of helping folks hopefully avoid. Yeah. Okay, so that playlist exists now. We also have a playlist here on the channel for fractured fairy tales. And I've announced that, I've announced it a couple of times over the past few weeks where I've talked about the different fractured fairy tales that I have already read and that I want to read here in 2025. And you guys out there are most welcome to read Twisted Fairy Tales along with me. You are most welcome to, join in on the writers playlist. Any of those videos that spark your interest or that give you some ideas or that remind you of something you've done in the past that you want to share with other writers and creatives out there, please comment on those videos. Share in the discussions. Let's get some good ideas that we can share with one another, help one another. I am very much a believer that all boats rise with a rising tide. So let's raise the tide. Here's a fellow out here in the BookTube community who uploaded a video just in the last couple of weeks talking about the fact that we bring in a lot of books and we talk about book hauls here on BookTube an awful lot. And we do. I just, unboxed 2 books that I know I'm not going to get to in the next couple of months. I can tell you that. And he said, we need to, rather than bringing in more books, we need to start reading the books that are on our shelves. And that spoke to me. I agree with him. We should be reading the books that are on our shelves. They've been gathering dust for a while, some of them. But I think some of the reading challenges that I've been participating in, and even a couple of the readathons that I see coming up here, they're encouraging me and they're helping me to read a lot of the books that have been sitting on my shelves for a while. The clock reading challenge that I participated in 2024, the dragon reading challenge that I set up for myself, those two especially, like the Christmas reading challenge that I set up for myself, those helped me get some extra books off of the shelves that have been sitting there for years. They helped me get those books off the shelves and get the stories into my soul. I was able to read those and then bring them to you guys here on the channel. So there are a lot of indie books and older books that I've been bringing to you guys. I'm going to keep doing that. This year it's not going to change. I'm going to keep reading the books that are on the shelves, but there are just a couple that I've brought in here lately. Just a couple. Before we finish up video number 500, I do need to give some shout outs while my neighbors drive by. I do need to give some shout outs to some other content creators out here on BookTube and YouTube who have shown up here on the channel in the last year and a half, since video number 200. I do need to give some shout outs to some folks who have been helpful to me. I didn't make a full list, so if I forget someone, I am so sorry. I should have made a full list before I started filming. Also, par for the course here at this channel, I want to shout out Dwan L. Hearn and Sako Toomey. They are the co-creators over at Sako and the Moon, and they had me on as a guest at Sako and the Moon. Oh, I want to say near Christmas. It was fourth quarter of 2024. I was there to talk about my Christmas horror story, Silver Bells. And that was, I mean, that was fun. That was cool. Their channel is geared toward helping other writers and creatives. It's also geared toward highlighting and showing or featuring horror writers, other horror writers, and folks in the horror genre. That's their expertise. So I'm giving a shout out to them. And Dwan is the one who mentioned to me that I should take that story Bible concept and make a full, complete video of it. So when we were talking about, Amanda Charisse and her bio appearing in the story Bible, that kind of ties into that. Dwan was the one who suggested I should go ahead and make a story Bible video, and that's coming, you guys. It's already filmed. I just need to get it up here for you guys. I also want to give a shout out to Goddess Fish Promotions. They are the ones who helped me do my online tour for Silver Bells. I should give a shout out to bestthrillers.com. They gave me an awesome review for Silver Bells. Steven Zimmer gave me a great blurb to use for Silver Bells. Stephen Shrewsbury gave me the forward. He wrote the forward for Silver Bells. And then Kimberly Hoffman wrote the forward in Capture Your Dream. So shout out to all these people who have been just amazingly helpful to me, not just on this channel, but in working on my books in like last quarter of last year. Then I want to mention the different guests who have been on the live streams that I've done here on the channel in the last year and a half. I'm being distracted by this amazing, wonderful scent of Cleo Arcana. So I should give a shout out to Shadow Flame Creations. Shadow Flame Creations is it's a creative company built by Damon Phelps. He is a friend of a friend. He's a friend now. My friend Kim Phelps, she introduced me to her son who makes these candles and these different scent creations. And so he developed for me a scent line to go with my Choices Meant for Gods series. And the room diffuser of Cleo Arcana, which is the estate in my Choices series, it's right here. And oh my God, it smells so good. I'm sitting in the estate of Cleo Arcana while I'm talking to you guys, but it's right here on the shelf behind me and I can smell it and it's fabulous and great. So I'm distracted by emotions evoked by my series. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the folks who have been on the Sandy Says Read channel as live stream guests. I mean, I need to thank them one more time for coming onto the show and being guests. I have let that sort of slide away. I've let that go by the wayside because it became so cumbersome and so time consuming to find guests who could commit to a time slot and show up and assist in creating an environment for you all. So I just sort of let that slide. It is easier to just do book reviews and BookTube tags and book topics for you guys. So I've been taking the easy way out the last couple of months. I might get back to doing some interviews with authors and bring those to you, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see. But I am so very thankful to the folks who were on the live stream with me in the past. Like over the past year, we had Michael Knost, we had Dacre Stoker, we had Nessa Brown, we had Jeff Lemarr. His name as I know him is Jeff Lemarr. Okay, I'm going to put links to all these guys in the drop down box below. Okay, who had I left out? I left out Steven Zimmer, didn't I? MorganRichter. We had wonderful guests come here and talk to you guys about their writing process, the editing process, just book marketing and just book publishing in general. And that was good. Those were good conversations. And I think it would be great to bring that back to the channel, but there are other elements that I've been bringing to the channel, introducing to the channel, like we just talked about. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can bring some more of those interviews to you guys or not. You guys, I think that's enough for video number 500. Was that enough? It kind of got a little rambly in there. That's it. You guys, thumbs up for getting to number 500. Thank you so much for sticking with me through 500 videos. For those of you who have been here since the very beginning, back in 2018, thank you so much for hanging in there with me, for talking about books with me for all these years. For those of you who are new, and I've seen a couple of you newcomers coming in here, thank you so much for signing in, for signing up, for taking a chance on this random mayhem and craziness. It is good to have you join us. We're a pretty nice group, if I do say so myself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and click the bell notification icon so you are notified each time we do this random crazy stuff.